Welcome back. So what we're looking at is taking this, you can't see me, haha, this, and changing it into vertex form. Now again, I did it in class. I told you not to write anything, so I'll do it with you again. What we want to do is change it into that. Okay, so I'm going to cover it up and work from here. Okay, so now just watch what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to realize something. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get a perfect square binomial, okay? It may have a value of a in front of it. It may be 1, it may not be 1, but I'm going to have a coefficient out there. So what I do is I try to make this binomial area. And I do that by coming over here and putting brackets around it like that. So what I've done is I've grouped these two together. Plus 7 still on the outside. I'm going to common factor, but not the whole thing. I want the x squared to stay in there, and I want the x to stay in there. It's this value I want to take out. Because, now think about this. If I was to expand this, this is going to become x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. So I'm going to want to have an x squared term, and I'm going to want to have an x term. And that x term is going to be multiplied by 2h. And then I'm going to want to have this h squared term. Now keep that in mind. A lot of you ask me at the end, is it always 2? Will we always be dividing by 2? This is why it's going to work, and I'll show you why, but you stay with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to common factor out of 5 here. So it's going to be 5 bracket x squared minus 6x plus 7. So I common factored out the 5, leaving me with this x squared, because I want an x squared with a coefficient of 0. A coefficient of 1 in front of here. Now, I want what's called the magic number. In other words, see this? I want to make that. Now think about that for a minute. I've got this, and I want to make that inside here. So I need to figure out what this h value is. So I notice that this number 6 is actually 6x, isn't it? The 6x. So 6 is actually equal to 2h. That's why h is always found by dividing by 2. That's always h. Now, the magic number that we have to add or subtract is actually h squared. So h squared, since h is 3, is going to be 3 squared. So when I do it quickly, what I do is I say, find the magic number. I take this value, and I divide it by 2, and then I square it. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and it becomes 9. 9 is my magic number. That's the value that if I put in here, now watch what's going to happen. We've got the 5. We got x squared minus 6x plus 9. If I put that magic number in here, take a look at what I've got. I now have x squared, 2 times h times x, h is 3, h squared. This is going to be x, well, you can't see, let me do this. This is actually going to be x minus h squared. And in this case, our h is 3. So that is that, which means I've got this. Okay, so that's why it works. I've added my magic number. That's going to give me this. Awesome. But I can't just willy-nilly add things. Okay, that's better. So now I added my magic number, and I'm taking away my magic number. Those two put together mean essentially I didn't do anything. Okay? But remember, this is what I want. That's what I want. So I want to bring this out of there. So this is going to come out. This negative 9 is going to come out. And when it comes out, it's got to come outside of the brackets. If it comes outside of the brackets, it's got to deal with the 5. The 5 is being multiplied, so it's going to be negative 45. I'm going to take that negative 45 and I'm going to drop it right out there. So what I'm going to get is 5. X squared minus 6x plus 9. Took this out, multiplied it by 5, got negative 45, and I'm going to plop it right there. So what I've got now is 5 x squared minus 6x plus 9 minus 38, I think. Remember this? This is a perfect square trinomial. Now you can do it in your head if you want. Two numbers that multiply by 9 add to give 6 is going to be -3 and -3. Or it's always going to work. I calculated my h value. My h value was determined by taking this value and dividing by 2. So this will always be my h value, which is 6 divided by 2. So it'll always work. Try it. X squared minus 6x plus 9 takes me right back to where I was. And so I've got a vertex of 3, -38. I've got an a value, which is greater than 0, so it opens up. And so this is going to be a max, a minimum point. It has a minimum value of y equals -38, and this occurs when x equals 3. And there you go. That's everything. That's cool. All right, I'll stop here and come back with another one.